Good morning, Kate, and welcome to today's natural science revision video. So what we are going to be doing, as you can see, is Term 2 exam on page 107. But don't worry, you're not going to be doing all the questions because we're only going to be doing the ones that are going to help you prepare for your exam. So question 1, we're not going to do. Question 2, Jane covered a beaker of water with plastic wrap and left it in a sunny place. When she came back an hour later, she noticed droplets of liquid on the inside of the cling wrap. Answer these questions. A. What were the droplets made of? B. Name the process by which the droplets formed. And C. If Jane measured the volume of water in the beaker after 1 hour, would it be greater, the same, or less than when she started the investigation? Explain why. So this experiment is something that shows us the water cycle. So it may not sound familiar now, but it is exactly the water cycle in our atmosphere, but just done in a smaller scale. So if we look at our water cycle again, we have our lake, and listen to the words carefully. The water evaporates all the way into the sky. Then the water vapor condenses to form clouds. The rain falls from the clouds, or it snows or hails, and it falls down into the mountains. Then the water flows back into the river. It can also come from trees when it goes up. So the water can condense, but it can also freeze. So keep these words in your brain nice and carefully. Remember, we have evaporating, going up, condensing in the clouds, or freezing, and going down and melting back. So remember those words. So now that we know that question 2 is just an experiment showing our water cycle, it doesn't look so foreign or so weird now that we know it's just the water cycle. Now question 3 says a group of learners made ice cream. They mixed together milk, sugar, and cocoa powder. They poured the mixture into a plastic container and put it in the freezer. The learners took the container out of the freezer the next day. A. Which of the matter was the milk? Which state of matter was the milk when the learners began? Which state of matter was the milk when they took the ice cream out of the freezer? C. Why did the milk change from one state to the other? D. Name the process that took place to make the milk change state. And E. Why could the learners pour the ice cream mixture into the container before they put it in the freezer? Now we've done this and you had to study it for your cycle test. So I want to see you try this on your own. Remember, you get a liquid, a solid, and a gas. So which state of matter was the milk when the learners began? They were pouring the milk with the other ingredients. So it would have been a liquid. But now, when it came out the freezer, it's changed. So if it was a liquid, it can only have become a gas or a solid. So you decide which one it is. Then why did the milk change? It was in the freezer, which is a clue to what word I want, to why it changed. Then name the process that took place, also freezer. We added cold to it. Why could the learners pour the ice cream mixture into the container? Think about what state it was in. Question 4. From the list says glass jug, dishcloth, gumboots, toothbrush, clay pot, clay brick, newspaper, plastic plate, leather belt, and towel. A. Name 2 objects that are flexible. They can move easily, be bent in all different ways easily. B. Name 1 object that is waterproof. If it gets rained on or water gets poured onto it, it won't damage it. Name 2 objects that are absorbent. When water goes on them, it sucks it up and you can't see the water anymore. List the objects that are brittle. Brittle means that they break easily. They are not very strong. Question 5 says, state why you would say an object is made of a soft material. So tell me, how do you know an object is made out of soft material? Can you see it? Can you feel it? Can you touch it? What does it do that you know it's a soft material? Question 6, you're not going to do that one. Now question 7a. Which raw material was used to make a glass jug? Give an example of a manufactured ceramic material. Explain how a soft clay brick becomes hard. Compare the properties of a glass jug and a plastic jug, and describe what a fabric is and give one example of a fabric. So we did this section as one of our first videos when we went online. So you need to go back and tell me what raw material made glass. Remember, I had it in the bowl that I was showing you. You have to go back and give me an example of a manufactured ceramic material. Tell me what, if you manufacture a ceramic material, what is it? C, how does soft clay become hard? Then properties. Properties are the differences or what something feels like, looks like, will it break easily? It's the ones where flexible, hard, brittle or strong. Describe what a fabric is and give one example. That's in the same section. I want you to go find that in your book. Question 8, you are not going to do. Finally, question 9, look at the photograph of an animal shelter and answer the questions. So you can see there's some chickens in a chicken coop. It's a nice triangular shape. It has some netting and some wood. There's some food for them. Now, A, what is the name of the animal shelter in the picture? What do we call that? If it houses chickens, if chickens live in it, it's a chicken coop or chicken house. What is this? Is the shelter natural or human-made? You tell me, did the chickens make that or did humans make that? Name 2 materials that have been used to make the shelter. Look at all the different things in the shelter. What 2 things are part of making the shelter? D, is the shelter a frame structure or a shell structure? You also had to study this for your cycle test, so you can tell me that. And E, write a sentence to describe the shape and size of the shelter. Is it a triangle, a square, a circle? Is it big or small? You tell me. Try your best with this activity and ask me if you need any help. Thank you and enjoy your day.